Hey guys, Vamp here, bringing you another War Thunder video, and this time I am wrapping up using my final footage of ponies. Yes, ponies. This is Ponies Reloaded. It's got that Matrix vibe to it, I guess, but yeah, the My Little Pony, or I'm gonna, they can't use the My Little Pony name, but obviously based off of that. But this was the April 1st, April Fool's treat. I hesitate to say joke, just because it's obviously, it's in good fun, but it's not a joke. It's it's incredible, awesome, a lot of fun. You can see the ponies shooting the what is it? The rainbow cannon. I forget what they were calling it. I have to look at the stats screen, or the airplane overview screen. I know it's candy bombs. I know that, and then I forget what the rockets were called. In any case, I threw together the last footage I had on my hard drive, so it's a couple different games. Actually, this is I think the ending of one game. I get a couple ground kills and I don't know, one or two maybe air kills, but then I post a game on Stalingrad that was pretty much my best game flying the ponies. I think I had like 7 kills maybe, so that was pretty good, and you'll see that after this. There's a few clips here in the beginning, and then I show that pretty much that whole game in its entirety. And I know obviously this is old footage, but I like it. I like the ponies a lot, and I wanted to use the remaining footage I had and not just chuck it. Especially that one game was decent, was good, and I still have fun. Like, I'm watching it right now as I'm making this commentary, and I'm like, what's gonna happen? Do I get this kill? It was so fast and furious. That was the main thing. And I think I said in my first pony video, I like playing the ponies because I like playing the ponies because when I was done, I went and flew the regular planes, and it was like in slow motion, because this was so fast that when I switched to the regular planes, I don't know if it was psychological or whatever, or maybe just using your reflexes with the ponies. When you switch to the regular planes, it almost seemed like I had so much more time to aim, and everything was going slow, and it was a lot easier to play the regular planes. It seemed like right after I did the pony games the next day, and I started playing normal planes again, that I did pretty good, or at least in my mind I thought I was doing better, because the game seemed a lot slower to me, and it's in my head I had more time to aim, and just it was a lot easier to hit the other planes and all of that. So yeah, I got an assist there. Okay, so as we watch this footage of the ponies, I did want to, here, I guess, yeah, here's another game on, is this 2 Towns, I think? And then after that, or I don't know, but the Stalingrad's the last, the last game of this clip, so I know that for sure. But what I wanted to talk about was YouTube itself. And what I mean by that is, as I've been trying to grow my channel, and first off, let me apologize, because I kept saying, hey, I'm gonna get really into this, and I have been into War Thunder quite a bit. I haven't really played other games too much, other than I think the original Company of Heroes. I know Company of Heroes 2 beta's out, but I didn't really get into that. Honestly, I don't really like Company of Heroes 2 as much just from what I've seen, I've watched some of the gameplay for the beta, and even the graphics. I'm like, that's Company Heroes 2, really? It just doesn't look as crisp as the original. So tell me if I'm crazy, those of you that play Company of Heroes. I was sad to see. I didn't even realize that they shut down the Company Hero servers and switched it to Steam, and then these Steam servers, it doesn't have all the functionality that it did in terms of, like, it wiped everyone's stats out, and then when you go to do a matchmaking game, it doesn't tell you how many other people are waiting, and it's not the same. It's like a light version of the original server interface and all of that. So it actually is disappointing. Obviously, the game, I think it's like 7 or 8 years old, so it's great that there's still tons of people playing online. But they made it seem like never in the history of the internet, do people still play games that are that old, and we're lucky to even have servers. So I don't know. I guess in a way that's true, but what are your thoughts on supporting games? How long should companies support games in terms of you buy the game, there's multiplayer online, obviously we're not paying for those servers. The developers or the publisher pays for the server so that people can get online and play. Now, in my mind, I think that's all tied into popularity. I wouldn't think that companies would keep servers up for games where hardly anyone's online. But then again, if there's not that many people online, the cost isn't that much at all. It's not a big deal to have a couple servers up and just always running. So, I think if companies are serious about selling their software, their gaming software, then they should keep servers online for pretty much until that game is no longer viable as a game online. But in the Company of Heroes case, it's a pretty popular game, and I know a lot of people, and there's a big community. It's not just a popular game, there's a big community that revolves around that game. I didn't get into it to that extent where I was constantly online, looking at the forums and stuff like that. But I would check into, there's game replays I think it's .org, and it's not just Company Heroes. There's other games they would post replays, game replays, and you could then download them and watch them at your convenience on your own computer. The only bad thing is you had to actually have the game. You could only watch the replay from in the game. You couldn't watch it just by itself, like in a media player, etc. But what a lot of people do, if you search on YouTube, if you like Company Heroes, you've probably already noticed that people will shoutcast and commentate, yeah, I guess, over the top of gameplay and tell you, hey, look what this guy did and this is what happened. And it might be their own games. Some people just play a game and they'll either comment on it live as they're playing, or they'll run the replay of their own game and then tell you, this is why I did this and this is a good game. I either sometimes, usually most people do it when they win, but some people will do it and show you, hey, I lost this game and this is why, or here's my strategy, here's what the other guy did. Most times, though, people will shoutcast games of either pros or other games to two other people that they probably don't know, but maybe they know one of the people, maybe it's a friend of theirs, but usually it's two other people. It was a good game, and they're giving you examples of, here's one faction, here are the Americans, the US versus the Wehrmacht, or the Panzer Elite, or the British versus one of the Axis, one of the German factions. So boy, I lost my train of thought. Well, the point of that whole story, or that talking about that particular game, is that, and I am gonna get back to YouTube. So that was what I was originally going to talk about. And then, all right, so this game wrapping up, the ponies game, I got 10 ground kills, so I was more focused on just ground kills, and then only 2 air kills. But then the good games coming up here. But what I will say about, okay, so I'll finish up Company Heroes. I will get to YouTube, but let me finish talking about the ponies. If you remember, obviously the ponies were just for April 1st, April Fool's Day, and I only played it like a couple hours because I was, I had to work, went to work that day, and I got home, after 5, 6 o'clock in the evening. East Coast, U.S. So I got home in the evening, had stuff to do around the house, etc. And so by the time I got to play, I might have played 2 hours. Maybe I stayed up a little bit late, so maybe 2. I doubt more than 3 hours. So I really didn't even play it that long. I wish I could have played it more. I wish they would have had the ponies like another day or 2. I was like hoping, I'm like, maybe they'll have it just another day or 2 because people love it so much. But nope. And that's fine. It was a great treat. I was lucky I was even able to play it that evening at all. So that was, I guess, a positive thing. But I didn't get that many games, so it's not like I stayed home from work or had the day off and played 8 hours in a row, which I'm sure some people were able to. So that must have been great. But it was a blast. I had so much fun for the limited time. I wish I was able to get some more games recorded, but I wasn't going to stay up all night playing or anything like that. So it was fun while it lasted, and that's basically why I wanted to show these last clips here. So as I continue this game on Stalingrad. Okay, so back to wrapping up Company of Heroes and servers, hosting servers so that people can play multiplayer games. I think that companies should basically support their games for the life of the game, and who makes that determination, like when is the game quote unquote dead. I think it's a combination of the number of players playing, and if the company can do it and it's not really costing them that much, it's a minimal investment, they should just leave the servers up. A big game I used to play, and I have to even go on and see if there's even servers still running, maybe you guys can tell me, is the Age of Mythology, AOM, from Microsoft. And last time I got on, it's just a couple hundred people on at any given time. But oh man, I used to enjoy playing that game so much. I never got into and I have like Age of Empires 3. For those of you that don't know, Age of Mythology is basically like a building game, and it's similar to like Company Heroes, but it's with like mythological creatures. Basically, it's like one of the Age of Empire type games. So you build buildings, you build your base, so to speak. You'll put up a barracks, and you have towers that will shoot like arrows and throw down burning oil on the enemy. So you'll build all your buildings to support your army, but you also have to get resources like gold and timber, wood, and food. And so it's a balance, and it's cool. So you have the peasants, and they go out and they hunt animals, or they you build farms, and they have farming. And then you create an army, a mythological army. So you'll have, troops, like you'll have human troops, or like dwarves, or other kinds of like what are the other civilizations? But it's based on mythology. So there's the gods you have like Isis for the Egyptians. So it's Egypt, the Norse gods like Thor, Loki, and those guys, and then oh boy, what did I forget the third one. It's the Greeks, duh. Zeus and Hades, etc. Poseidon. So it's really awesome. I just love that game so much, and I was never really great at it. I would try to get better, but there's people online that are just incredibly fast with their just they're micro, imagining their units back and forth and sending armies out and being able to multitask and jump around, and it's pretty amazing. So I was average player, but I just had a lot of fun doing it. So that was the main reason. I wasn't in it to try and be like super competitive or anything like that. But it gets frustrating too. I mean, I think most games it's a balance between enjoyment and frustration. You want to have fun playing it, but you want to be good, and if you're not playing well, you get frustrated. So what I tend to do is, if I find I'm starting to get frustrated, I'll just quit the game. I don't rage quit, but I'm just like, that's enough. I don't want to be frustrated. I want to have fun. I'll quit, shut my computer down, go watch a movie, go do something else. But there are times when I just keep playing because I just want to do better, and so if I do, then that's fine. Then I'll turn things around. I'm done. Cool. I had fun. I did better. But there are those rare times when I just keep playing, keep getting more frustrated, and just it just gets worse and worse. Like you do end up like kind of like raging, which that's not a good thing. But what can you do? So in any case, Age of Mythology is an example of servers. I wish they would just keep those servers up forever, or pretty much. And that game's has to be 10 years old, if not more. I have to look up when they published it, but it seems like it's been forever. Now the newer ones, I think Age of Empires 3, and then is it Age of Empires 3 or I forget the names of it, but it's the one where you can fight as like the colonials, the British, the Americans, or I think they have like the Spanish. I don't know if they're the Portuguese, and then they added like the war chiefs where you could be the American Indians, like the Apaches. I don't know if it was the Sioux, the Comanches, and then like the Mayans. So it's the same concept. You build a base and then you send armies out, and you can multiplayer against other people, or you can do like the campaign or the single player. So that one I think is that one's probably the most popular one of that of those series, and I don't play. I have that game. I just never play it. I just never got into that one as much as the mythology. I think it was harder, and there's a pretty steep learning curve because people know the strategies really well, and they'll rush you where they'll just crank out their army real fast, and they have a specific build order. So they'll make I have to have X amount of farms real quick, and I need this many peasants, and it's all like math. They had it down to math and science pretty much. So it kind of takes the fun out of it slightly when you jump in the game, and within 30 seconds, if you don't have things set up perfectly and you're getting your first units out, then you basically are done. You've already lost. And that's why I like games like Battlefield 3 or even War Thunder, where the game's not over. There's always a chance you can come back and win. And sometimes with those games, the other games, you can come back and win, but against a good player, it's really difficult. And even sometimes you think you have a shot, and you just don't. You're done. So with a lot of the shooters, it's more in your control. Like if you just are playing well and you're playing smart, that's another thing, is strategy and like your tactics have a lot to do with it. And the same with War Thunder. You can be outnumbered and still, well, if you're outnumbered, yeah, sometimes you're done too. But there are times where you can come back, win the game, and overcome the odds. But I am getting off topic, so I finished up Company of Heroes, or the thought behind supporting your servers, keeping games alive. Well, the gaming experience for those customers, those people that bought your game, that bought the software. But back to what I originally said about 20 minutes ago was YouTube. So my thought, or the reason I wanted to talk a little bit about YouTube, is simply for the fact that I have been trying to build my channel, and I wanted to basically just reach out to War Thunder, I don't know, enthusiasts or just players, just War Thunder people in general. More I think people that play War Thunder, because I don't know if you don't play War Thunder, would you be watching War Thunder videos? I don't know. I do watch some videos of games I don't play. I was watching some FIFA 2013 videos. I love soccer. I grew up playing soccer. Well, I say soccer, football. So for all you Europeans, I'm sure you cringe when you hear the word soccer. But actually, I need to look up the history of it. But I believe the word soccer was actually coined in Britain, in United Kingdom, so England, etc. So really, it's a European phrase, a European term originally, anyway. But soccer, the word soccer traditionally has always been associated with the United States in terms of that's what we call, football. What the rest of the world calls football, we call soccer, and American football is just that, American football. The NFL. Go Redskins. Sorry, but that's my team. So I grew up playing soccer, and I'll enjoy watching a FIFA video. I have the old Xbox. I don't even have the new Xbox. Xbox. I have the original Xbox. I don't have the Xbox 360, and I don't have a PS3. I guess they're coming out with PS4 soon. And guess what? Xbox. Is the Xbox One is the new one? I haven't even kept up with that, but new platforms are coming out. So I've been actually reaching out to some War Thunder people. And what I mean by that is on YouTube, I'll send them a quick message saying, hey, I have a channel. I'm putting up some content for War Thunder. I'm going to have a couple videos a week, which I slipped the last 2 weeks, I know. But I'm going to have 3 or 4 or 5 videos coming out in the next week or so. Week to 2 weeks. So I'll have a video every other day, hopefully, that I'm putting out. But, and most people were actually pretty receptive. They were like, hey, thanks for letting me know. And I said, hey, if you're not interested in this, sorry to bother you. I'm not trying to, spam you or anything like that. And most people were like, hey, no big deal, I'll check it out. Or, hey, thanks. Some people said, I'm not really interested. And then some people just really got upset and were like, how dare you send me a message? You're spamming me. YouTube, but their overall theme was YouTube. If you work hard and do good videos, you don't need to tell people about it. That was basically the message. And that, to me, I was very surprised. I'm like, wait a second. How are people going to know that I have a channel with good videos, or hopefully good videos, or even crappy videos period, with commentary, if I don't get the word out there? So give me your opinion. That's what I'm trying to, I guess, talk about in terms of the YouTube experience. And the reason I say that, YouTube was originally founded, it was back in 2005. I looked this up. It was actually, I don't know if you know this, but there were 3 guys who were employees of PayPal. And Chad Hurley, Steve Chen, Jawed Karim. And they founded YouTube in 2005, beginning of 2005. But it wasn't just them, okay? They did get, the CEO of PayPal was a quote-unquote partner. They had an initial investment, I think it was $3.5 million. So it wasn't like they started it with 10 grand, and from their basement or their garage or whatever. So it was a serious venture capital setup. And then they had another 8 million that was invested this Sequoia and Artis Capital Management. So basically an investment firm, a venture capital setup. But the bottom line was they founded it, and they were just throwing up, people just throw up your own movies, your videos, etc. And it was a novel concept at the time. Now it just seems like it's been around forever. I'm really shocked that it's only been 7 years 8 years. It's just incredible that it's only been that long. Or, yeah, it seems like it's been around a lot longer. But, at first they didn't have advertising really on, but obviously the goal is to make money and to be profitable. So, now you see ads everywhere, and you have to watch ads as X amount of seconds, 30 seconds, 15 seconds before. Sometimes you can skip them, other times you can't. We even saw, a lot of political, during the elections, a lot of the candidates had videos up. So the bottom line is, it's based now on advertising, so the more people watching, the better. And that's how subscribers make money, is people watch their videos, they have tons of subscribers. The more views their videos are getting, the more people are watching those ads that run in the videos, and the advertisers are happier because they're getting their word out. So that's my whole thing is, to me, if you're letting people know, that's part of the whole business model in terms of YouTube itself isn't like there just for our benefit. It's there to make money. There's advertising involved. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about this later, but this video is wrapped up. So thanks you guys, and I will catch you next time.